Hello everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself, and today is the return of Pokemon. I feel like it's been a while. This is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We have Arven battle music, followed by Treasures of Ruin, or the legendary Quartet battle music, both from the channel Pokelly. I'm not sure why these are paired together, but we'll find out, I'm sure. Requested by Zaltis and Kevin. Thank you very much. Okay, well, Pokemon, that's always nerve-wracking, because the music is insane. I'm not sure how much Scarlet and Violet I've heard. I've heard some. Does the character have a dog? Okay, Arven. Battle music, let's go. I like Pokelly's videos because of the visuals that it comes with. I'm going to be paying attention. I like the bane covering his eye. Oh, right. I forgot there's like a good amount of bass in these. Alright, petting the doggo. Oh, dude, the percussion is like snappy as hell. Why does the dog look so sad? Is he old? He picks up the Pokeball for fetch. Dude! Got a bit of a Latin fusion going on. And now it sounds French. That is quite an outfit. Collared shirt with a tie and a vest. Is he a student? These games look good. Like a nice combination of cartoon graphics and just not looking too realistic. I don't know how to explain it. I like when games look like games. Godzilla. Wait, did I read that right? There's a Godzilla Pokemon? Does it have a unique name? It's just Godzilla. This is like a mixture of Sonic. What else? It sounds like racing game music too. It just sounds fast. Is this what you actually see during this fight? Sorry, is this what you hear during this fight? Like the scenery here with the mountains? Or is that a... Oh, maybe he's a hiker. Sorry, it's so rare that I get footage that I'm just like basking in it. It's so rare. What the heck? I'll go transform. Is that a peacock character? Dude, the percussion in this song. There's just a lot going on percussion-wise. game is gorgeous. Flower trick? Dude, I love the way this game looks. Oh, it's over. And just like that. You know, I want to make a little correction. I just remember this watching this video. I don't know when I said it. I don't think it was the last time I watched Pokemon, but it was a while ago. I remember saying, like, at what point did Pokemon start doing the whole, like, multiple versions of games? As if that was, like, a newer thing. Because I've only played one, Pokemon Yellow. Even though I knew at the time, which I just forgot, that even that was a different version. Right? Red and blue and yellow. And I guess, technically, for the nerds, green as well. To be honest, I don't know much about green. When I was a kid, I heard about green as like this kind of mysterious unicorn, sort of to like the same level as maybe hearing about like Reptile in Mortal Kombat. Like, did you know that was a thing? I don't know if green was ever a thing. I'm sure you guys can tell me, or it was like a planned something. But anyways, what I'm saying is, I just forgot that even the game I played was, you know, another version. So I guess that was like intended from the start. And I'm not sure if that's a genius move or like a predatory move from either Nintendo or Game Freak. I'm actually curious because I know Pokemon fans, you know, they'll eat it up, and they're huge fans, and they always get games and whatnot. And if I'm not mistaken, Pokemon cards right now are like just as popular, if not more popular, than the heyday of them when I was a kid. So let me know, as a Pokemon fan, I always ask Pokemon fans stuff because I was technically one for, you know, a little bit of my childhood. So I'm curious about these things. As a Pokemon fan, do you find the multiple version stuff as like cool, more content, or do you wish it was just like one giant game, or you don't mind, it's just part of the identity? I'm just curious from hearing different. I'm taking the advantage of YouTube as like being a forum, and I know like a handful of people are going to watch this, so it's my chance to just kind of ask a whole collective of different opinions. I don't think I'm going to get one opinion, and that's cool. You know, I like to just kind of know these kind of things. Since I'm not going to play the game, well, I should never say that. As of right now, I have no intention of playing Pokemon. I already have a backlog. The closest way I can kind of like get involved is to, well, hear the music, but also kind of ask these questions from like the outside looking in. But as someone who really loved Jello. I love Jello too. Pokemon Yellow. You know, there's like a nostalgic part for it to me. I loved that game. That game was like so responsible for me even like liking video game music as a whole, and that was a little mono speaker. So yeah, it's always nostalgic when I hear Pokemon, even though this is all brand new. It's weird, right? This is really cool. I feel that when I hear Pokemon now, I always treat it as like, how to describe it? Kind of like that Indiana Jones scene, even though I've never seen that movie either. But I've always seen the meme of like where he's like coming up on that, whatever that is, and he's like, you know, it's like very delicate and rare, whatever it is. That's how it feels like to me, because it's a little intimidating, but also the history behind it. The music, though, I feel like has never... How do I explain this? I'm like lost for words, which is a good thing. I've touched upon this briefly before, but I just feel like the composers for Pokemon constantly want to outdo themselves. So at some point, I mean, it's got to like plateau, surely, right? Maybe. But either way, what I'm saying is like, whether you agree with that or not, like either way, you can tell they're trying. You know what I mean? Like every soundtrack has their own sauce, and not many games can say that when they've been going for 30 something years. As still like is this still the number one like media thing? So I don't know. It's wild to me. Anyways, Truth be told, disregarding all that, even with the visuals, I was having like a hard time kind of like wrapping my head around the music to the character. I'm not saying that it didn't match, but it was just interesting to me, right? This character looks like I don't know, I'm getting like substitute teacher from him, but also looks like a hiker. And then he's got this sad dog who transformed into like a crystallized mega dog. And we were in a field with the moonlight over there, and then this like jazzy stuff playing. It was just like all over the place. But I think the main thing I took from this one was two things. One, the percussion in that song was nuts. It was changing nonstop, and the organ always helps. Also, I'm pretty sure Pokemon is known for their puns. So is Arven a pun on like, you know, arf, like dog? Let me know. This one, I'm curious where the connection is, if any. There could very well be no connection here. Legendary Quartet. Treasures of Ruin. It looks like I'm looking at some kind of nature monster. Okay. Treasures of Ruin. What does it say underneath? Woe chain? There's a character again. Oh, dude. Pokemon music is so good. The last song made this one better, and this one made the last one better. Contrast. Oh. I'm so big on contrast. Okay. A little bit of Middle Eastern feel. And now this one, the percussion is very simple. Oh. Oh. Multi... Is that a saber tooth? Oh, Quartet. So, two more. God. This music is best experienced with headphones, especially really good ones. Alright, who's next? Oh, he captured him. Damn. Chin Pao. Oh, they're all the names of Ting Lu. Legendary Quartet. Okay. This one kind of reminds me of Crash Bandicoot a little bit. One of these days, I actually do want to return to Pokemon. And by one of these days, I mean like at least a year or two from now. Not soon. It was technically the first RPG I ever played. All the way through. I didn't know it at the time that it was an RPG. But it was the first one I played. Or, the first one I finished. Ooh, a koi fish? That is freaky looking. Chi-Yu. Are these like Chinese inspired folklore or something? It does have a little bit of a Chinese flair to it. The notes are next to each other. Yeah. If so, I've always thought to myself that like some Middle Eastern Indian music and, you know, Asian music is very, I mean, it's in Asia, right? But you can hear that crossover a little bit here. But I never really heard it like in a game. It sounds like both to me, both cultures. And kind of Greek as well. This is trippy. In a good way. It's gonna end abruptly. Okay, well, I'm not even gonna try to guess if there was. Okay, mind you, when songs get paired, it doesn't always mean they're related. It just means that maybe it was just another song in the game, and it just got paired that way. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna think like, what's the connection between this and Arven? Was it Arven? Yeah. Maybe they play in the same world or something, same region. I do have one question. Each Pokemon video, I'm gonna try to come up with my own question myself. If I recall correctly, Gen 1, the one I played, was based off, either it was based off or it is in Kanto. And that was based off of, I'm not even gonna try to guess, but it's based off of a real location, right? I think they're all based off of somewhere. Or maybe they've used Kanto multiple times, I don't know. My question is, where is Scarlet and Violet take place? And what is that place based off of? I'm just curious. Because I think Black and White, I could be wrong about this. I think it's been a while, maybe at least like 2 years maybe. But I think when I heard Black and White, like Driftvale, people were telling me that it was based on like Vietnam. So maybe like that location was based on like Vietnam. I don't know, you know what I mean? So it's very interesting to me. Which makes sense. You know, these games have been going for 3 decades plus. They got to kind of like vary it up. This was really interesting to me though, because it sounded like Asia as a whole. And that was really interesting because there was parts where it sounded, you know, like this country and that country. And then, I don't know, it was just like a nice combination of things. It definitely made me feel kind of at the edge of my seat. They're legendaries. If I remember anything of legendaries, they're not to be messed with, and they're hard to catch, right? My brain goes to 3 birds. So I'm guessing, if I had to take a guess, and this is a pretty safe guess, but I could be really wrong here. Pokemon has probably stuck to the same formula, more or less, since the beginning. Just with different characters, different areas, different Pokemon. But essentially, Pokemon, some kind of league, maybe that probably changed a lot. I'm guessing being a Pokemon master might still be the end goal, but I would have to imagine there's always like legendaries, a rival perhaps. So yeah, let me know how much of the formula has actually changed. Has there been any like significant differences? Besides adding, I'm not saying like maybe there's like a different version of legendaries. I wouldn't consider that a major difference, but maybe there is. I don't know. I'm just so curious when it comes to Pokemon. 9 times out of 10, games that are featured here on the Auditorium, I've never played, heard of, whatever. Not only have I heard of Pokemon, unless you lived under a rock, you've not heard of Pokemon. But I grew up with the first one. So I legit love that game. See? I still have it. From 1999. Still works too. Look at that. Played to death. That was my thing. You know it's real because I've heard that it's common for the battery case to go missing. This is so bizarre to just... I don't know. Just remember like clicking the switch on here and like, Pika. So yeah, I'm interested, you know? I'm interested. It's near and dear to me. And even though I never like kept up with it, I still admire the hell out of it, dude. Anything that can last this long. That's another reason I'm asking if they've stuck to the same formula, because if it isn't broke, don't fix it, right? If I had to guess, it's hard though, you know. I'm yapping, but it's true. It's like it could be successful still because it keeps changing and adapting to whatever, or they've stuck to it, and that's why people stick with it. I'm curious. Either way, though, music is amazing. That's like a given, and it's just really intimidating. That's like the only way I can put Pokemon music. It's intimidating. It's really good. You know, it's kind of reminds me of Kirby a little bit, where Kirby's music is like so over the top to the point where it almost sounds like it can't be performed by a human being. Kind of. That's what Pokemon sounds like to me. It sounds like you need a lot of fingers and a lot of hands to be able to play it, and to be extremely precise. Cool. One more thing. Tell me about the Quartet. What makes them cool? To me, it looks kind of potential Chinese folklore, but who knows? All right, Pokemon fans, you're gonna gush as always. I know you will. Thank you to the requesters. Thank you to Pokeli, amazing channel by the way. Thanks to everyone you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Later.